After the Me Too campaign was catapulted into public consciousness, millions of women told their stories all over the world on different platforms. I'm telling my story the best way that I know how, in art and music. So yeah, me too. I'm 3 and 5. I'm 3 and 5. I'm 3 and 5. I'm 3 and 5.
Faces seen a lot, believe me. I shed too many tears, like friends sharing beers. Some shit I went through the years that feels like it's from yesterday. God keeps knocking and finally I said yesterday. Opened up my heart and my soul and told him that he could stay. I've got a little nephew that I highly see before I die. I wanna leave my legacy. I wanna live my dream instead of sleeping on it. So I get up and go, 20 grand for a show. Live for a moment. It's my time, can't own it. Life can't get lonely when you missing your homie.
3 and 5. 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 3 and 5 and 5. 3 and 5 is a statistic of females that have gone through some kind of sexual abuse in their lifetime. A shocking statistic I got in therapy a few years ago. I was a victim. So are 3 and 5 women who have either never talked about it, blamed themselves for it, have become a product of this past, are re-victimized, or still live their lives in fear of being judged. We talk about a lot of societal ills, especially those perpetrated against women and children, but not enough about sexual abuse. Not to our friends, not within our families, not in our societies, because it forces us to question the people that we trust. It's our friends, brothers, uncles, cousins, fathers even, pastors, politicians, teachers. How will I speak on something I don't understand? What will I do when I'm crippled by fear? Crippled by fear. Crippled by fear. Will they believe me? 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 Just like a lot of us, I blamed myself. I didn't know I was too young to understand what was happening. All I knew was that it had happened, and I let it happen. It's my fault. So we go through life affected, isolated, and misunderstood.
I've got a little nephew that I highly see before I die. I wanna leave my legacy. I wanna live my dream instead of sleeping on it. So I get up and go, 20 grand for a show. Can't live for a moment. It's my time, can't own it. Life can't get lonely when you missing your homie. Live for a moment. It's my time, can't own it. Life can't get lonely when you're missing your homie. It's my time, can't own it. When you're missing your homie. Can't own it.
Almost 2 years ago, when the doctor told me I was having a daughter, I was happy. I have 4 brothers, I'm the only girl. But in the same breath, I thought, shit, she can't be 3 and 5. I won't let that happen. I won't let that happen. I was immediately aware of the hardships I was about to endure raising a daughter in this world, way before she was a part of it. I knew then I had to do something about it. We need a generation of young girls and boys that is educated and aware of issues of sexual abuse. This can't keep happening. It just can't keep going on. It has to stop. It has to stop. It has to stop. It has to stop. You know, sometimes we would like to come out and protest and walk against gender-based violence, but you might judge me. And what about my social awkwardness and anxiety? What if I have to relive it? It's complicated, but you don't understand, do you? And the police? Well, they don't get it. They don't get it. They never help my friend anyway. My friend anyway. My friend anyway. How do we evaluate allegations of sexual misconduct as a society? How do we choose who and what to believe? Why don't victims report? How do we raise boys to be respectful to women? How do we raise girls to have the courage to speak up? Courage to speak up. Courage to speak up. How do we reassure them that we'll believe them, that it's okay, and that they're not alone, and that they're not alone? In my tradition, children don't speak up. We're told, nobody pays much attention. But a child's way of communication has changed behavior. A silent, destructive cry for help, cry for help, cry for help. But how many of us women seek help? How many men, victims and criminals, seek help? How many men know that they're victims, but society forces it upon them to take pride in it, to be men, to be men? Do we have access to facilities? How many women and children will continue to fall victim? How many have still not talked about it?
Life can't get lonely when you're missing your homie. I ain't perfect, but I know what my life is worth. I ain't tripping, cause I know that some have it worse. Mama said it's the evil in us we can't trust. I keep a small circle around me of people I trust. Life is the bitch that most of us we can't bust. Money's the root of happiness for most of us. I ain't getting any younger, just got a lot of hunger. And since I got older, now my heart's growing colder. Like when you realize you got played by a son of a. And it feels like, give me the light, meaning of life, me on the mind, running for what I believe in, and this feeling is right. I got a lot of things I like to achieve, so I work like a machine, so I can live like a queen. Can't live for a moment, it's my time, can't own it. Life can't get lonely when you're missing your homie. Can't live for a moment, time can't own it. Life can't get lonely when you're missing your homie.
It is very important to recognize that issues not dealt with have long-term effects on self-worth, self-awareness, general decision-making, and outlook on life. It can cause depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, issues with self-esteem, self-harm, suicidal ideation, borderline personality disorder. Much of the harm caused to victims only becomes apparent years after the abuse happens. Adverse life events increase sensitivity to drug rewards. So what is wrong with my generation? There's a lot that we don't talk about. There's a lot we're not allowed to talk about. But everybody needs an outlet. I found music, it was my escape, it is my escape, my sanity. But some of us find other ways to live, other ways to live. They don't get it, they'll never get it, they'll never get it. But maybe one day they will, if we continue to speak up, to speak up, to speak up, to speak up.